Cord McGavin crouched in deep shadow behind a rotted wooden post at the foot of the pier. Heat rose from the filthy waters of the Saigon. The temperature and the humidity were in the upper 90s. The night reeked of algae, garbage, dead fish, and fuel oil. Even now, an hour past midnight, the broad, muddy river was busy with the hooting and tooting of tugboats and passing ships from the sea some miles away. Moonlight dappled the swells of the passing ships, while sampans and flat, high-stern, evil-smelling junks bobbed on the wide expanse of water. The hubbub of Lam Son Square, near the center of downtown Saigon, could have been 1,000,000 miles away, not the walking distance that had brought McGavin here. He was an investigator, assigned to a special operations unit of the U.S. Army's Joint Criminal Investigation Division. Death is naturally commonplace in a war zone, but there are other crimes perpetrated within military ranks, homicide, desertion, robbery, that fall under the CID's jurisdiction. McGavin wore a snub-nosed .38 revolver in a holster at the base of his spine, concealed by his shirt. He was 32 years old, dark-haired and heavily muscled. He wore black slacks, black shoes, and a black shirt, blending him in with the night. Saigon, the nation's capital, once called the Paris of the East, with only two predominant religions, Buddhism and Christianity, was a bustling metropolis of over 2 million people, becoming more overcrowded with a daily influx of refugees from the war-torn countryside. Yet Saigon remained a city of wide Parisian boulevards, lined with trees and outdoor cafes, as well as a labyrinth of mean, twisting Asian streets that were more like alleys. McGavin had chosen one of these streets for his approach to this deserted spot of deep shadow on the waterfront, having navigated his way through a cadre of prostitutes along Rue Martin. He'd selected that route because he could pass unnoticed amid the hordes of civvy-wearing American servicemen who frequented this red-light district, even though it was off-limits and occasionally swept by U.S. military police. Vietnamese women are considered by many to be the most beautiful women of Asia, small-boned, generally blessed with petite breasts and a shapely figure, raven black hair, creamy brown skin, and cat-like eyes. These traits were on display every step of the way. The working girls of Rue Martin, posing provocatively against storefronts or under the glow of corner streetlights, were clad in everything from skimpy halter tops and Western-style hot pants to mid-thigh leather skirts and unbuttoned blouses. Lascivious offers were openly called out to the vehicles crawling by on the crowded street, and the offers whispered huskily to pedestrians like McGavin. GIs roamed in packs, laughing and drunk, surveying the goods on display. McGavin had not been distracted. He was on a job that could turn deadly in a heartbeat. That was his only concern at this moment. He wouldn't have been tempted anyway, because McGavin had a wife back home in the States who, in McGavin's opinion, put every other woman on the planet to shame, regardless of nationality or anything else. He only paid attention to what was behind him, to make sure he wasn't being followed.